Today, I want to talk about when the fearful avoidant cuts you off. Some anxious attachers feel blindsided when they show care toward a fearful avoidant partner and are met with a harsh, defensive, or dismissive reaction. This often happens at moments that would look healthy in most relationships, like when offering support, wanting to show up, expressing concern, or moving closer emotionally when things seem to be going well. From the anxious partner's perspective, the reaction makes no sense. The care was appropriate. The timing felt natural. There was no attempt to control or demand anything. So when the fearful avoidant suddenly reacts as if they are being smothered or intruded on, it feels deeply personal, confusing, and destabilizing. What is actually happening in these moments is not about the anxious partner's behavior. It is a nervous system response in the fearful avoidant. Fearful avoidant attachment is defined by a push-pull dynamic. These individuals want closeness, but their nervous systems associate closeness with threat once it reaches a certain emotional intensity. Care and intimacy activate danger signals instead of safety signals. When an anxious partner reaches out with genuine concern, the fearful avoidance body can interpret that closeness as exposure, loss of control, or impending engulfment. Their system moves into self-protection mode. This is why the change can feel so abrupt. One moment, the connection feels warm, mutual, and secure. The next moment, the fearful avoidant becomes irritated, cold, or hostile. The nervous system has flipped from approach into defense. Research on attachment and emotion regulation shows that avoidant strategies rely on emotional suppression, distancing, and disengagement when vulnerability is activated. This can look calm or controlled on the outside, but internally it is a shutdown response meant to prevent emotional flooding. Fearful avoidance adds another layer. There is both a desire for closeness and a fear of it operating at the same time. Support may feel comforting for a brief moment, then quickly register as overwhelming or dangerous once the meaning of that closeness sets in. In those moments, care is no longer experienced as care. It is experienced as pressure, as loss of autonomy, as a threat. This is where many anxious attachers begin chasing. The anxious nervous system interprets the withdrawal as relational danger. Urgency rises. The impulse to explain, clarify, reassure, or repair intensifies. This is not manipulation. It is proximity seeking under perceived threat. The problem is that anxious pursuit and fearful avoidant defense amplify each other. The more urgently the anxious partner moves toward connection, the more threatened the fearful avoidant becomes. The more the fearful avoidant withdraws or hardens, the more activated the anxious system gets. This creates a loop that does not resolve through communication alone. This is also why the fearful avoidant cutoff often turns cruel. From the outside, the harshness can feel shocking. The anxious partner is suddenly described as needy, intrusive, or suffocating. Sometimes the cutoff is delivered with coldness or anger. This is not usually a calculated attempt to hurt. It is a defensive move to regain control. When a fearful avoidant feels emotionally exposed, their system looks for the fastest way to shut down vulnerability. Anger and criticism achieves that just as much as turning the other person into the problem does. If they frame you as too much, they don't have to face how overwhelmed they feel. If they make your care the issue, they don't have to sit with my fear. Research on disorganized and avoidant attachment shows that under relational threat or discomfort, withdrawal can be paired with hostility, not because the person is malicious, but because their internal regulation collapses when closeness presses on an old wound. The cruelty is not random. It is an attempt to push the threat away. This is also why blocking is so common with fearful avoidant attachment. Blocking is not just a boundary, but also a nervous system strategy. If seeing your name, your messages, or your presence activates anxiety or internal conflict, removing those cues brings immediate relief. No reminders means less activation. The goal is not resolution, but regulation. Fearful avoidants often block because leaving the door open keeps their system in conflict. Their anxious side may want to reach back out. Their avoidant side wants distance. Blocking ends that tug of war by eliminating access altogether. To the person being blocked, this feels final and devastating. To the fearful avoidant nervous system, it feels like silence and rest after intense alarm. You cannot repair this loop by chasing clarity or reassurance. Once the fearful avoidant has moved into threat mode, pursuit intensifies shutdown. Communication alone does not resolve it. Communication alone does not resolve nervous system defense. The way this pattern changes is not through explaining yourself better. It changes when the anxious partner stops responding to withdrawal with urgency and starts stabilizing their own system first. That does not mean suppressing needs. It means not treating activation as an emergency that must be solved through the relationship. When you stop chasing, you stop feeding the loop. And that is where clarity returns about the dynamic, about the other person's capacity, and about what is actually sustainable for you. If you found this video helpful, like and subscribe for more in the future. I'm Molly from My Avoidant Ex and All Attachment Styles, and I look forward to helping you better understand avoidant relationship dynamics. You can also connect with me on my school community. I've included a link to it in the pinned comments.